want to start? Just hit it.
Just hit it.
You want to know why your sandwich costs so much at the local restaurant? My friend Dan sent me a text the other day. He was at one of my restaurants. He said, Brian, I just ordered a BLT at $16. You realize it's just bread, bacon, lettuce, and tomato. I said, yeah, Dan, but let me give you some restaurant perspective. In today's economy, my rent is $20,000 a month. My utilities are $6,000 a month, and my labor is currently running about $60,000 a month.
So, before we finish it, I just wanted to kind of let people know he's going to talk about, $60,000 a month is what he's paying in labor, and runs about a 28% labor cost. What that means is you take the amount of sales that you have, and then take how much your payroll is, and that's your labor percentage. So basically, what he's saying is 28% of the money that he has come in goes to payroll.
There's a lot of factors that go into this, though.
There is.
Time of year, where he's at. Is he saying 28 for the month?
So he's saying this is his average at the end of a year.
He says that it's his average.
Yeah.
And 28% isn't bad.
It's great. I would love to be at 28%.
What's his food cost?
Let's hit play.
To 28%. So I'm in for $86,000 a month before I sell a single sandwich. At a 32% food cost, I have about $11 profit in that sandwich. That means I have to sell 93,800 sandwiches a year, or 257 a day, just to break even and make no money. 1.5 million in revenue, and I don't make a dime. That's why your sandwich costs so much. That's a reflection on our economy.
He's not wrong.
No.
I mean, he's
not.
Which his numbers are, 1.5 million. But again, I think there's a lot of factors to go into this. What is he? What about liquor? Does he have liquor?
So I'm sure he does. He didn't give all of his costs.
Or is this a sandwich shop, or what kind of? He's talking about sandwiches at BLT. What are his hours for slow season? I think it's a good, but I liked a little bit of the numbers. But if he's doing $240,000 a year in sales.
So think about this. If you back out the math and you just do the math yourself, he $60,000 a month in payroll. He does say at 1.5 million he breaks even. Okay, so with the numbers he gave us at that 28% labor, because we know the amount, he does about $209,000 a month. If he breaks even at 1.5, he's only making $56,000 a year. That's how much the owner makes off that restaurant per year. Some of his staff is making more than the owner. And he's doing over $2 million in revenue a year.
People don't understand what it takes sometimes to go into a restaurant. Why, yes, that burger costs $14, $18, $16, $23 and why it's higher, but it is. It's what you pay for it, your labor, entertainment costs all has to be in there. Those performers, entertainers aren't free.
No,
and
they
their
are
price
not.
has gone up. Everything has gone up and up and up. And unfortunately, they reflect that the only way to cover those costs is to make your food go up.
Yep.
And people think, $16 for a BLT is crazy. It is.
Yeah.
But when you have the labor cost
be.
and you have the entertainment cost and you have the employees and this, it adds up. And you have to. It's selling a $12 sandwich, you lose money.
Yeah. Think about it. When you're looking at, $56K a year, he did say one important thing that I don't know if a lot of people caught. He said at one of my restaurants.
So if he has 3, 4, 5 restaurants and he's pulling in $56K, and what if the other restaurants are lesser profit or lesser this? This one restaurant could make him 56 and the other 3 could make him 356.
I'll throw it out there. There are a lot of we know there's a lot of restaurants, right? But one thing, a lot of restaurants fail. And it's the ones that are just one. They're standalones, because if you're only making $56,000 a year, guess what? If that $30,000 walk-in cooler goes, where are you going to get the money with your $56K a year and live? You don't have the money to replace that, not off of what you're making. So, the way to make money, especially in the restaurant game right now, is to have multiple locations. he has different, he might have 4 or 5. If you can make $56,000 a year at each one, cool, that's great.
And if he's that smart, he would have something put away for walk-in coolers and stuff like that. People, so,
But
maybe
if you're,
his pure profit is 56, but there's a couple questions that, and I don't mean to call the guy out
Yeah.
on here, but is he taking a salary?
who knows? Yeah.
Maybe that 56 is after
It
he takes
could be
an
part of his
$80,000 a year salary.
That could be.
$100,000 a year salary. Is he even working it? Maybe he's got managers who goes, I never step foot in here and I make $56,000.
Yeah. Which is
And
great.
I'm sure there's marketing funds that he has. If he's smart, he has a marketing budget.
Yeah.
He puts some away for coolers going down. And on top of that, again, multiple locations, multiple restaurants.
Yeah.
We just don't know all the scenarios. We see one side, but I think there's probably a little bit more. We should call him, get him on the phone.
But could you imagine Yeah.
Call him, get him on the phone.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
fine, Brian.
But I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, you spend that much money to open a place. Opening a restaurant is not cheap. Opening any business is not cheap. But you're spending all that money. It's probably going to cost. I would say it was just a sandwich shop. Probably cost them $100,000 to open it. Give or
Depends
take
where it is, what city.
Yeah.
I mean, $100,000 in New York, no way.
But I mean,
100,000 in
56.
Boise, Idaho, you'd open up 7 of them.
Yeah. Would you get up in the morning and deal what we deal with for $56,000 a year?
I probably do that now.
Yeah.
No. No, I mean, that's a lot. I mean, can he support his family on $56,000? Is he an individual?
You can with 4 or 5 of them.
Right. If you make it $200,000-$300,000, not bad. But
Yeah.
if he's got one location making 56 after everything and working
Yeah.
80 hours, 90 hours, 100 hours a week, may not be worth it.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to look at it from different ways. I mean, that's why restaurant food's gone up. That's why this. But the question is, we talk about going up. Is it going to go down? Do you see in 2025? We're in Trump's going to be back in presidency. I don't know if that's going to change food costs, but are certain things, what goes up must come down? Is food prices and insurance and all that going down? Do we see 2025 going in an opposite direction? I'm going to answer my own question. I already see the housing market going down a little bit.
We are in a buyer's market.
We're in a buyer's
going to
market.
be in a
so
buyer's
it just
market.
switched from a seller's market a couple months ago or a year ago to now it's a buyer's market.
Figure it's been a seller's market for almost 10 years.
Right, and now it's sellers. So are things going to switch positively and negatively? Is food prices going to go down? Are there going to be alternatives? I don't know. Are these Fortune 500 companies going to be still making record profit, billions on billions on billions, while we keep raising and keep paying more?
Yeah. They're still going to make their money. They're still going to make their profit. It's just how can it change? Can prices go down in food? Sure. But when it comes down to it, insurance is a big cost, huge cost. If you're buying a restaurant right now and you have to mortgage it, interest rates, I mean, they're going down a little bit, but interest rates are high. That has to be fixed. And then, the pay, just people's pay, that's not going down. So how, I'm curious to see how the government is going to, kind of push through this and see. I don't see it, man. I don't see how you're going to make it any better. I mean, I'm sure they will, but I just don't see it.
So it's events. It's doing certain different things. It's figuring how to cut costs a little bit and raise some things that make sense. I mean, that's what we've had to do at a lot of our places is move things around.
Yeah.
And carry things that make sense. Don't carry things that don't. Close a little bit early. Open a little earlier. Like you have to adjust.
Oh, yeah.
To really make it. I know you guys do a lot, and you just have to adjust to the times. And maybe that is permanent adjusting. I don't know. But you have to adjust to what makes sense. Close something, open something else. I don't mean restaurant, but close a division. Say, listen, we're not going to do 18 different wings. We're only going to do 7 different wings options. So, and we're going to
cross-utilize what you have.
Cross-utilize, yep.
Yeah, and I mean, almost every restaurant's doing that now. There's ways to survive, but I feel bad for a lot of business owners, not just in the restaurant. I mean,
they're having to have second jobs, and they're having to. I mean, I know a couple people that work day jobs and have a night restaurant as an owner.
Yeah,
because it's not. Half of them put the money from the day job into the restaurant.
Yeah,
the whole family works there, and mom and dad, and
And it used to be, we both had friends when we were growing up that, my dad or my mom owns a restaurant. I'm going to take it over one day. And, now it doesn't get passed down. It gets sold for a lot of money. And then, you got these restaurants that are selling, people are buying, but you're buying it from someone that can keep prices a little bit cheaper than everybody. But then this new guy comes in, say he buys it for $8 million. Well, you're not going to be able to keep prices that people are used to, because guess what? You're paying about $35,000 more a month than the other one was.
But do you remember back in the day, and I'm showing it, restaurants really never made money until they sold.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, 90s, 2000s, you got by, and when you sold is where you made your money back.
See,
and that's not every restaurant.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah,
but that was kind of the rule of thumb. You bought a $2 million restaurant, you put money into it, you paid a little bit. 5-7 years later, you sold it for $7 million.
Yeah,
and you look at it, you made it back. So,
yeah,
not bad putting $2 million, buying something for $2 million, let's say, putting $1 million into it, making a little bit back and forth, put something in it.
Yeah.
And 5 years later, you have $3 million into it. You sell for $7 million. You made back your $3 million.
Yeah, and then
I'm not saying most, but a lot of restaurants don't just go out of business; they sell.
Oh yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, business go out of sale, but I'm saying, like, if you buy it for this and then sell it for more, you actually profited.
Yeah.
So you divide that big at the end of the day and go, I bought it for $2 million, lost $1 million, sold it for $7 million, got my $3 million back and made $4 million.
Yeah. But if you're not buying the property, is it even worth the buy?
Depends.
Because that's what's the property is going to add value. And that value is going to go up. A restaurant, your value can go so up and down so quick that if you don't own the property, like buying a restaurant and just a name and a liquor license, yeah, what are you going to do there when, say times are rough, and, for the people that own the property, easily sell it, bam, make your money back, you're good. But for that person that just bought a name and a sign with a liquor license, you're screwed there.
Depends on what you pay for it.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true.
You bought it for $700,000, you'd probably be okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You bought it for $1 million, you'd be all right. But if you're buying something for $8 million, that's a sign and name.
If anyone buys a name of like a mom and pop, obviously there's other stuff that could be it. But I mean, if you buy a name for that much, Jesus. Unless it was a group and you had multiple restaurants and stuff like that.
But again, it's about what they offer. What I don't understand is all these restaurants have the same, where you can change. And I think we're all guilty of this as restaurant managers, owners and stuff is, what about customer service? What sets us apart? I feel that 95% of restaurants we go to have the same exact customer service.
They do. Yeah.
95%. They're nice. They're great. They take your order. They bring your food. They smile.
It's nothing spectacular.
It's nothing spectacular. So maybe instead of working on how to cut everything and how to get rid of this and lower this, we work on customer service. And we work on training people that customer needs to be treated like gold so they come back again and again, because people pay for customer service.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A, we said the example of Chick-fil-A. It's a chicken sandwich, fries like everybody else.
Yeah.
But they go there because the customer service is great, never a no. People take your order, they get you through the line quickly, and they'll pay $12.50, $13 for a chicken sandwich, fries, and a drink. It's the same price anywhere else.
Chick-fil-A bases their entire existence on 2 words.
My pleasure.
Yep. 2 words. They don't open on Sundays, and they are loved by almost everybody. Vegans, maybe not.
Yes. So what I'm saying is they have plenty of
Yeah.
Customer service is working. Customer service events. That's how I think we're going to change in 2025 is customer service events. And with the next thing is going into events. People understand how long events take.
Dude.
And you just got out of an event on.
I mean, every year the festival gets bigger and bigger, you know, but there's so much that goes along to it. I mean, it takes a group of us a year to put it on. Like, I mean, we just finished, man, and we're going to be back at it and picking a date for next year in like 2-3 weeks. So,
and that's why when people are like, "Oh, just put together an event,"
fuck you.
You want to smack them? Just put together an event, even a comedy night or a karaoke night. Do you know what it takes to go into that?
Oh God, yeah.
You think someone just shows up, sets up a little equipment on the corner of your bar or the corner stage and plays equipment? There's marketing, there's promotions, there's the seating arrangements, there's lighting, there's you know the everything goes into just a karaoke night on a Wednesday. or even a ladies' night where you're really nothing besides ladies drink half off. There's so much that goes into that. And imagine New Year's Eve and Labor Day, Memorial Day, and 4th of July. There's hours that go into that. But so many people think just put an event together. You'll be fine. But I mean, you know it firsthand, and most people that are in the line of fire know that what it takes to put on an event. It's hours and hours for a karaoke night.
You know, and me and you have been putting on events for 20 years. I want to ask you a question. I don't think I've ever asked you. And that I believe with an event, when you're putting on an event, for a bar, not like a huge event, but if you're putting on an event, I can work with a month notice. I can put something together and get a decent crowd on a month notice. But if we want to do, anytime you want to do something not big in size, but just big that you're going to get a perfect turnout for, a sellout turnout, you need at the very least 2 months to market. No?
An average event?
No, like it's just something like
30 days.
You think 30 days? Yeah, I mean, at 30, I can do it in 30 days. I think I can do better
as long as I have it ready and planned.
No, so I'm starting to fit it. Like you just came up with the idea.
5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because we do a lot internally. Like I can design the flyers and
that's true.
We have the social media company, so obviously we can start the social media right away and start boosting. Like I can have something out within hours. If you and I came up with an idea by midnight tonight, I'd already have it blasted, already have it on the right pages. So maybe it's a little bit different, but I mean, 5 weeks ideally. Yeah. Like New Year's Eve, people don't thinking about New Year's Eve right now.
No, they're not.
We're nearing the end of November.
Yeah.
Give it December 1st, December 5th. Then they're going to start thinking about it. But right now it's Thanksgiving.
Or something like that. Because, everyone goes out. Not everyone, but people go out on New Year's a lot, right? But these events, I'm talking like you're just throwing some shit together on a Wednesday. Or just trying to do not on a holiday.
Like a karaoke night, you're saying?
I'm thinking more of like yeah, I mean, a karaoke night would work, but just something you don't normally do, something out of the box, just something
like a fraternity event or a sorority event?
See, those I can put together in like 2 weeks. Like, say you wanted
those
to
I can
open
put together in 5 minutes.
Well,
but the problem is the food, and they change this. And
everything gets changed. You got to do the contract 5 times.
5 times, and they're changing this, and this is moving up and down, and they don't know what they're doing. And now the DJ's coming, not coming, and
I'll take those all day. Those are a cakewalk. But like, say you want to do something for different hours. Like if I wanted to, I close at 9. I want to do something on like a Friday night. I want to have
from like 9 to midnight, 9 to 1.
Yeah, 9 to 1.
You want to do the Pink Elephant after hours.
Yeah, and I think that would take
5 weeks, 4 weeks.
You think 5?
100%.
All right. I know I could do it in a month.
From start to finish.
Yeah.
You already have the operating system, meaning you already have the bartenders, the service.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no, that would
I think the marketing to get
the
people.
marketing is what it is, because you already have the bartenders and the servers and the food and the kitchen and licensing. You have 80% of it. Now it's putting together a marketing plan in a few hours, figuring out who you're going to market to, how you're going to market to, and who's on your team.
Yeah.
So like that's whenever I do it is how do I bring in people to work with me? So the promoter's promoting, the DJ's promoting, the bar staff's promoting, we're promoting on social media. I've got our personal social media. So now I've got 6 options to get it out there. Plus we're going to print flyers.
Yeah.
We're going to put them at the front desk. We're going to have a team go out and flyer. We're going to put it on some of these websites that are TikTok websites or something that I know it could be seen on.
Yeah.
So once you have that marketing plan, then I guess it's just the countdown to it. So, I mean, I'm a firm believer 4 weeks.
All right. Now you have an event with Bam Margera going on tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow night.
Now you've been promoting this for, it feels like it's been 2 months, give or take.
About a month. A little over a month. Like I said, we sealed the deal and everything, and been a little over a month.
Yeah.
5 weeks, which is perfect timing for me. Came with the flyer. We designed it, had it done the next day, had them printed, had the social media done. So within 10 hours, 12 hours, we had it launched out there.
One thing I will say about you, like this, the poster, that would have taken me 4 hours to figure out, just to, like, that needs to be perfect for me.
I know a really good social media marketing company, Joe.
I've heard of them.
Yes, I think the Pink Elephant should sign up for it.
I think I might.
I think you are.
But, I mean, how long did that take you?
The flyer?
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Yeah, fuck you.
Wow. But I mean, I've done it for years. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I got into, and I don't want to talk about myself too much, but I got into social media or got into graphic design because I'm tired of waiting for something that would have taken a graphic designer 3-4 days because it's not the top of their priority. Or I pay $400 for this design and get it in an hour.
Yeah.
So I learned graphic design and I taught myself how to do it because I want to know what I want to see. And I'm not always right. But so many people put their pictures so big. A lot of these local DJs will make the whole flyer about them.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, where is the event at? That's
Yeah,
more
you get no
important.
info.
Right. It's them and they're Instagramming, come see DJ Billy Bob. And you're like, who the F is Billy Bob?
Now I just want to hire Billy Bob.
Right. DJ Billy Bob. And I love the DJs, don't get me wrong, but like you got to know what's going to draw your attention. A bigger picture, a name, Skate or Die. Everyone over the age of 35 will know Skate or Die. That was one of our big video games.
Oh, yeah.
Skate or Die. And then Bam Margera, they know the name. Then if you don't remember the name, you got the picture. So it's all about marketing, getting out there. I mean, we do a significant amount of events in a short time and get people to come, but it's also about building people together. It's not just me or social media. It's the promoter. Then I start calling the singles groups and I start calling the fraternities and going, hey, this is what we got going on. Let's do this. Like, yeah, that sounds great. Singles group is like, oh my God, that's awesome. We'll get a table, we'll invite to RPO. So before you know it, so the event tomorrow, we've sold a great amount of tickets, but I have a wedding after party. So they're getting married during the day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then they're coming afterwards, like 40 of them. I have a fraternity event.
Yeah, I was gonna say we partnered up on an event for
Yeah, I have a fraternity having their formal there from like 6 to 9, and then coming to this. Then you have an event, and we're the after party.
Yeah.
Another 50 people are coming. So right now, besides the people who bought tickets, I got 125 people coming.
That's a beautiful thing.
150 people coming. Now with all the tickets, though, we should have over 300-400 people there.
Yeah.
So I like to partner with the events or figure out. I don't want to wait for social media and hopefully people buy some tickets. How do I get Bob, Bill, and Fred to join me on this venture?
Everybody's in.
Everybody's in. The wedding party's in. They're bringing 40. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
The fraternity bought, one side to do their fraternity. Awesome. I handed you an event to do over there and said, hey, you can't do every one of your event at my place. Let's do it over here. But they come back for the after party. Look who I have coming.
Yeah.
They got involved. So it's about involving people. Too many people want to just put something together and be like, I don't know why nobody came.
Yeah.
Because you made a flyer 2 weeks before and you put it just on your Instagram twice, your Facebook 3 times, and think people are coming. There's a whole variety of stuff out there.
There is. And I think your staff is part of it too. Them getting out there and them, telling people about it. Honestly, if your staff's not excited about it, it's not going to.
And they should be excited about it. They're the ones making the money.
Yeah, they're going to make the money
from
off it. But I think you do, like you said, but you need the staff behind it too. They have to get excited. They
have to be excited, and they need to promote it as if it's their own event.
Yeah.
Because their friends are going to come. And people that I have on my page, she doesn't have on hers. People she has doesn't have mine. If they see it on mine and see it on hers, now it's starting more branding. She may have 10,000 followers and I got 5,000, but if they see it on her page and my page, it's just more branding and more people come. So,
you know what I should start doing for the private parties and shit? Take the staff that post about our stuff and shares their stuff and all that, and just keep them like perma party. Like they're the ones I hire. Yeah, they're the ones that work the party. They get the extra money.
Right, because a lot of times there's gratuity built in there. They probably made $180.
Oh, they do well on those.
They made $180, $200 before they even walk in the door.
Yeah.
And they walk in, we made $180 and we made another $180. Made $400 a night for working 4 hours.
Yeah.
5 hours and a little bit of cleanup. So parties and events, I think, is where it is around everything. Your late night thing, I think, would be a great thing to do once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something not all the time, but it's special, so there's a reason to go for it.
And have different things like, Daytona Trump coming in and something that, from a couple of episodes. It's fun, and that's where it needs to be.
Well, and, I think there's going to be a big shift here soon in the way everyone's doing business. And I really...
Talking about hospitality, everybody.
Hospitality for sure. But
and how so?
I hope it takes a shift in the direction to where we're relying on the people are stepping up. It's about the people and not so much. I feel like computers are going to take over a lot of little jobs, and where they're going to, but people are important. I mean, the right personality connecting, it's important.
I agree with you, but I'm going to disagree with you because
Yeah.
we're glued to a computer.
All
We're
day.
glued to our phones. We sit there all day and talk to a computer. Our brain talks to a computer all day. You're swiping right. You're on Facebook, Instagram, a dating site. You're talking to a computer all day. Then you're on the phone doing business on a computer. So I don't know, man. I think the person-to-person touch is falling by the wayside. Maybe that's what needs to come back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That needs to be the shift. It needs to be a shift to people doing, just.
But then you've got lazy people. You got customer services down. So I agree with you, but that's going to have to change first.
I think it can.
Are you going to make a change to the pink elephant?
I don't know. But I think it could change. I really do. I think, you mentioned it a couple episodes ago about, the old stuff, the happy hours, ladies' nights aren't going to work, right? And we know that. We have to go in a different route. But I think that route has to be with people. We have to figure out a way to get everyone excited around us, to get the people out there excited.
People like to be a part of something.
They
feel
do.
like it's theirs. That's why the whole Trump rally, or I'm for this person, or I'm for women's rights, or I'm for that, I'm for this. They want to be a part of something in our crappy economy right now.
Yeah.
We all want to be a part of a movement, and I think that's why with Trump getting reelected, the world's calmed down a little bit because they don't think it can get any worse.
Yeah.
Maybe it can, maybe it won't, maybe it will.
Yeah.
But I think they have ease that, when you have a so-called leader in there, that it can't get any worse, and it's only going to get better because he's going to promise this and do this, and hopefully it comes all to fruition. So I think you have to make something that people want to come to, they want to believe in. If you look at like the LBGT community, they follow people. They go out in rows because they're part of a movement. Believe it or not, like it or not, that's your opinion. But if you do an LBGT event or an emo event or a Sinatra event or a country event, and when I say just a country night, people come because they follow that genre.
Yeah.
So you have to find the genre that fits to your area. What will work? I mean, I don't know if I do an emo night in New Smyrna, but an emo night in Jacksonville may work. Maybe a great thing.
See, there's a lot of things you can do in big cities that you can't do, or not that you can't do, but won't be as successful in small towns. You just there has to be like a niche, there's not a lot of emu people around here in this area. So,
right.
It would be tough to promote it in a small
because I get a lot
town.
of the house guys that come to me. They want to do house or deep house stuff. I'm like, it's not. If we were in Orlando, dude, absolutely.
Yeah, we could.
Every place in Orlando has that. But here, it's more top 40s with a little bit of techno, a little bit of house, but Latin music. But we don't have a huge emo crowd here.
No.
There are some, absolutely, but there's not a huge emo crowd that's going to just throw it over the top.
Yeah.
And like, we do an emo night and 7,000 people show up.
Yeah, and if you want to make money, you're gonna have to have that big crowd.
Right. Well, it depends. How big's your place?
Yeah, that's true.
I like the smaller place. I like the place to hold 75, 100, 125 people.
And it looks slammed.
It looks slammed.
Yeah.
You're less bartenders, less staff, less security, less everything. I mean, really, the ones I think that are going to make it are these mega things are out. Mega restaurants, mega clubs, mega stores in general.
It's just too expensive on the upkeep.
It's too expensive and it's so big. And your rent's up because of square footage.
Yep.
Look at a place that's 2,000 square foot compared to a place that's 7,000 square foot. I'm already paying less in rent.
Oh, yeah.
Already paying less in electricity. Already paying less in water. Already paying less in lights. Already paying less in staffing and everything else. So I make less, but I have to put up less. Yeah. So I'd rather have a 70-person restaurant or a 50-person restaurant that is full 90% of the time than a 300-person restaurant that's full 30% of the time.
Well, think about it. If you're the smaller one, your revenue's not as big as the bigger one, but your profit margin might be bigger.
Your cost is down too.
Yeah, because that's
so you might only be doing $20,000 a month in sales, but your cost is $5,000.
Yeah, so you're making more money.
Your sales could be $250,000, but you're costing you $245,000.
Yeah.
So I'd rather keep the cost down to where
less stress.
Have 7 restaurants, 7 venues that are all making $15,000, and the cost is nothing.
Yeah.
I'm a big smaller guy. When it comes to small venues, small restaurants, those mega clubs and mega restaurants and those, Fish. Remember Fish?
Oh, yeah.
Seating was what, 400, 500 people?
Oh, it was insane.
For one restaurant. I mean, if you had 6 restaurants in one, like a food hall, that would make sense.
Fish would have been great in Disney.
It would have killed it because there's the people for it. But in in the
Yeah, it's not.
On Ridgewood and Port Orange, it didn't make any sense. I mean, I remember going there going, this is beautiful.
Oh, God.
I
yeah,
give it
gorgeous.
a year tops, and it'll either be out of business or closed. And pretty much it was like a year and 3 months, a year and 4 months they were out.
Yeah.
So, but you can't, you got to look at what you are. Stop building stuff like that. And the city always tell you, great, let's do it. We'll support it.
Everyone will support you until they won't.
Well, everyone will support you for 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And then it's like, oh, well, I've already been there. It's old news. There's something on to the next one.
Yep. And that happens quite a bit.
City will support you. The area will support you. They're all coming to your restaurant for 4, 5, 6 months. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're going somewhere else. City's like, yeah, you need to pay this again. You need to start paying this. You got to pull a permit for this. So they're all your friends while you're building and spending $8 million. But when it comes time for the rest of it, it's not there.
Yeah. And it was crazy. I was asked a question the other day, and he asked me success. We were talking about success and what everyone views their success as, because everyone has a different view of success. For some people, it's, being the richest person in the world. For some people, it's just, a house and a car with a white fence.
Some people, it's just finding the love of their life. That's rich to them.
Success is different than anything else. And I told him that. He's like, all right, well, what if it was corporate success? So this would be like the top of the corporate ladder. And, I looked at him and I told him, I was like, I don't think I couldn't do it. Not because I have the knowledge, I have the ability. I don't think I'd be willing to do some of the things I would have to do to get to that point. Anybody who is ultra successful, look at your Musks, your Gates, your Bezos. You got to fuck people over to get where they are. Have to.
Define that.
Take Trump.
Okay.
Ruined lives. Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, filed bankruptcy when it was almost done. All those small companies, all those construction companies that got the bids, none of them got paid. They based their whole company on that. They went bankrupt.
How do you blame him for that? You think it was him out there telling them not to pay it?
It was.
So Trump sold his name to a lot of people.
No, this is Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City. This is before he was Trump.
But he still sold his name to a lot of people. I don't think you can blame him.
I can, because he admitted that that's what he did. He said, it is unfortunate that the U.S. government has that kind of loophole that I can use. And it is unfortunate. The government should fix that, but they never will. But, I mean, I just don't know. I don't think it's just not me. Like, I don't, I try not to fuck people over. I'm sure I have at one point in my life, but I make a valiant effort not to.
I think no matter what, people are going to get screwed over somehow.
Yeah.
They're worth their value, what you can pay, this and that. So, yeah, there's, I think, different levels of screwing people over. Yeah. Sometimes you don't mean to, but it happens. Like when you cancel them and it rains.
Well, that's...
And now they don't get their $250. I mean, that's...
Yeah, but that's something you can't control. I'm talking like you have a choice. And you chose.
And you're saying you couldn't do it?
Not to that... No. I wouldn't... My moral compass. I need my moral compass. It goes to the right or left sometimes. But I generally have to keep that moral compass. Like, it never touches east or west or south. It'll teeter. It'll teeter a little bit, depending on the circumstance. But I don't know. Just my moral compass is, I'm a shirt off your back kind of guy. Always there to help. It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. And do you think you can make more the other way?
Money?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I could definitely have way more money right now if my moral compass was a little bit off.
It's not illegal. It's not immoral. You're just doing something that's best for you.
Yeah.
And you feel that's wrong.
No, I just feel like, to climb the corporate ladder of success, like the corporate ladder, you have to be okay with doing those.
But nobody said it was straight up. Nobody says the ladder's straight up.
No, they didn't.
Sometimes you got to get your way to the top, no matter how successful for you. But then let me ask you this. You get to the top, you screwed a bunch of people over. Do you help them on the way down? Do you think you could help more people if you had $1 billion in your account? And would you?
Could. Yes.
So would you screw over 30 people to help 30 million?
I wouldn't. No.
Would you screw over 30 people, ruin 30 people's lives? Not kill them, but would you ruin you look
Now we're talking murder.
No, not murder, but would you ruin 30 people's businesses and lives to help 30,000?
To help or save, that is a big difference.
Help.
No.
But to save you would?
Yes. That's the moral compass, man.
So you don't believe in Swordfish?
I love Swordfish.
The movie?
Oh, no, the fish.
Swordfish. It's not always what you think.
I don't think I ever saw it.
It's not always what you think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Would you know, I don't want to get political here. Would you kill one person to save 1,000?
Oh.
It's kind of the same thing.
All right, so my moral compass tells me.
Listen, female, stop picking the left and the right side. Would you flat out kill one person if you saved 30 people?
It really all depends on the person.
He's going to find something everywhere to try and get out of this.
No, like I would definitely kill one person to save 30. If I think that person's a piece of shit.
But you wouldn't screw over 30 people to save 30,000 or help 30,000 people. Because when you get that rich, you can help other people. You could do other things. And then you open up one business and you screw over 30 people. But what if you got to the corporate ladder and opened up 20 businesses and employed all these people and paid them, and they had they're paying their families and putting their kids in school? That's what I'm talking about.
What about the 30? What about them?
Does 30 bother you for 30,000?
Hurting someone to help someone else is not like I can't do it, man. I mean, like I said, I could kill somebody, like an asshole, somebody that just is a fucking straight up piece of shit. I'd kill them to save 30. I would not kill a random person to save 30. Yeah.
I don't know. I think every situation is a little different, but
I mean, everything is, circumstantial. It is. But yeah, I've always wanted to bring people with me, not knock people down. Like the ladder might break with all of our weight, but we're good. That ladder's going to break together.
Bring 10 people to walk through the world with you, walk through the forest? Or do you want to bring 100,000 people to drive Ferraris next to you?
Oh, guys, wait, I have the smaller people.
You'd rather 10 people to walk through the
Yeah. I mean, having 10 friends, like close friends, close friends, is great.
People will screw you over no matter what.
They will,
how
but
many times people have done
all the time.
They do an event and then, I can't pay you. They want this, they don't do this. They don't show up. They do what's best for them. So I don't believe in screwing people over, but we all get screwed over at some point. I've been screwed over thousands of times by several owners and managers that I've worked for over the years. Screwed over. And I could take that and I could say, do you think they gave a shit? No, not one time.
They didn't.
I'm not trying to screw nobody else, but if I have to get screwed over 3 times and keep going, somebody else has to too. It's the way of the world, the walk of the life.
I hear you, and I get it.
I don't try to screw anybody over.
No, like I get, I've been screwed over more times than I can count, and there's been so many times where I've been
thousands of dollars and money and events and done things, and I see those people on a regular basis sometimes. Yeah, and they're not remorse. They don't care.
Yeah, look at me last year with the festival. I had 2 sponsors not give the amount of the charitable donation that they promised to give that makes the festival go. They didn't come up with the full charitable, full donation. I had to take $12,000 out of my own money to make the festival happen last year. And I am still paying that back on a credit card.
And do you still work with these 2 products?
I do, not as much. We don't have as great of a relationship, but there's still a relationship there because having that relationship at the end of the day, it's something that people want, and having their product is best for business. And personally, I want to punch them in the face, but I will always do what's best for business in my moral compass.
In your moral compass.
In my moral compass.
Always what's best for business. In my moral compass.
Yeah.
It came down to business and moral compass. What would you pick?
Moral compass.
Really?
Yep.
So that's why I might have a hard time.
Yeah. No, and most people wouldn't. And I don't like the fact that I would. I want to be able to be like, fuck it, me. I'd love to think about me.
Needed that lesson to put them in a different state. You ever thought about that? Maybe you fire somebody, you just have to, and it sucks. But maybe that pushed them to go get another job, and they make a career out of it, and they own a restaurant because of that.
Yeah. But I didn't
I
screw
think
them
it's
over. If
not
they
what
deserve to get fired, they did that on their own.
We just had to let 10 people go because our economy's hard.
It's because of what I had to do it.
As long as you had to do it, it was okay.
Yeah, like there's no choice. I mean, shit. Everyone's got to.
So screwing somebody
I don't
over-
think that's if you have to do it, like financially. You have to do layoffs
So
sometimes.
screwing 3 people over to get to the top.
That's
you
not screwing
have
people
to do
over.
it.
That's
You have to do it.
no, like that's. I don't think that's screwing someone over. Layoffs. That's not screwing someone over. That's something that you had to do, and there was no way around it. You're sorry.
Hey, I had to get to the top. I'm sorry I have to do this. But
See,
what's the difference?
You're going east. You're
No,
jumping out of the
I'm
compass.
not going anywhere. You're putting 2 scenarios, and I'm giving you a scenario. It's the same thing.
No,
It is.
it's not.
100% the same
No,
thing.
because
I had to screw those 3 people over in order to get here.
that is not screwing them over.
No,
You're
I'm
doing
talking
a
about-
normal business
Then
thing.
what is your definition?
All right, so
Give me an example.
all right, this is screwing someone over. I saw this at a restaurant. I didn't work at the restaurant, but I was just sitting at it was a bar. I was sitting there drinking and heard the bang. So the manager looked and she's like, I'm going to be in overtime. And he's like, no, you're not. You're going to work and I'm going to clock you out. Super illegal. Can't do that. Didn't pay her overtime. That's screwing someone over. Laying someone off because you just don't have the money right now, it's not screwing someone over. There's no other option.
But is he really screwing her, or is he screwing himself over? Because that manager that you just heard says,
Yeah.
no, I'm clocking you out at 40 hours, but you're going to work 47. Is he really screwing her over? You think he's screwing her over by her 7 hours at $22 an hour. So you think he's screwing her out of $125, let's say. But he's screwed himself out of a lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
He screwed himself out of getting in big fines.
Yeah.
He screwed himself over. That great employee could quit over $125.
Oh, the guy's
and
an
maybe
idiot.
she does more stuff for those 40 hours at getting rid of her for those 7 hours is really going to screw him. So did he really screw her over? No.
Yeah.
No.
100%.
He didn't screw her over.
People
I'm not
live.
saying it's right.
No, no,
He
no.
gave her a choice.
People live. No, an illegal choice, but people live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of people now more than ever. And you're going to say, no, I'm not going to pay you the money for working and you're going to work. Granted, they get tips, but still making someone work and not paying them, that is screwing them over. Plain and simple.
Agreed. But what if it pushes her to do something different? Pushes her to quit and she never would. Pushes her to put a lawsuit on so he doesn't do this to other people. Pushes her to go get another job at the Funky Pelican, and the Funky Pelican makes her a freaking bar owner.
Then
Bar
good
manager.
on
So I'm
her.
not saying
Get
that
up when you get knocked down. But on him, he's an asshole.
But all assholes will have their day.
They will.
So
One can only hope.
I'm not saying he's right for not paying her by any means. I'm not. I'm always one. Let's pay him. Let's do this.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
pulled money out of my own pocket to pay people.
I have to.
Even though I did it last week. I pulled money out of my own pocket to pay somebody because couldn't find this. They weren't sure their hours. It was just easier.
Yeah.
And for morale, for me to pull that money out of my own pocket and pay it. Never gonna get it back.
No.
But I look at it as I have a couple of drinks and I eat here and this. I would pay for that
Yeah.
anyway. So it looked like it's paying to work. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
If I had to pay for food every day and drinks and this, but we've already paid for it. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
But I don't think he screw over. Yes, but it's what she takes out of it. It's how she decides. It's not what happens. It's how you react that makes you the person you are.
Yes.
I have been screwed over the same way. People don't want to pay after I've done something. Now, I can either sue them, I can cry, I can go put I can blast these people on social media. I could blast them, and they're well-known people, and blast them on social media how they didn't do this and do this. But what's that really going to do for me?
Nothing.
Nothing.
No.
They may pay because they're tired of hearing the backlash or this. They may not. Some people are out of business. Pub 44, out of business.
Yep.
Those guys owe me almost 40 grand. I'll never get it.
No.
Never will get it.
No.
But I took that as a lesson. I took it as I learned what not to do. And I haven't let it affect me moving forward. I think about that time. So sometimes a negative, you have to turn into a positive.
See, no, I feel you. Like,
But you're going to get screwed over no matter what. I've got screwed over by rich people, poor people, black people, white people, people I've known for years, people I've known for 5 minutes. You're going to get screwed over by anybody. You have to decide when you get screwed over, should you do? Cry and sue, cry and go get someone to beat them up, blast them on social media and Facebook. What a horrible company. And Doug didn't pay me my $81 or my $481 or my $4,081. Or do you say, I'm going to learn the lesson, never let it happen again, but I'm going to move because I was in the wrong place. I've gotten let go from places that didn't make any fucking sense, but I'm glad I did because look where I am today.
Yeah. I mean, when I've been screwed over, you get knocked up, you get back, you get knocked down, you get back up. I won't let myself become the asshole that wouldn't pay her.
You see the bigger picture, but maybe there's something more that didn't make sense. Maybe she's been stealing. Maybe she's been eating free meals.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're not.
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, no, I mean, there could be.
There's two sides to every story. Maybe he's like, F you, I'm not paying you because you've eaten free here every day for 3 years.
Yeah.
And I need a little help. That's 7 hours, 120 hours. I pay my light
Very
bill.
possible.
I'm not saying that's the case.
But I mean, it's very
probably
possible.
Not.
No,
but there's
probably
so
not.
many scenarios that people don't look at. Maybe this guy's going to lose his freaking restaurant.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to lose that if he doesn't pay that $120 to pay Sally that works the front desk or to pay the light bill. He's going to lose his restaurant. Then she's out. So would you take a $125 deduction to keep having your restaurant? I would.
You know what I would do?
You paid $50 for no reason to somebody.
Yeah, I would be like, hey, look, I need your help. Can you volunteer some hours for me? Like, I'd be honest. You know,
You're
because
right,
that's how you build a team. They
They
get very embarrassed.
That's it. I've had owners that are broke as heck, and they're demanding do something. I'm like, where do you get off doing this? I have more money than you, and you're not even paying me. But they're demanding you do it because it's embarrassment.
Yeah.
It's out of shame. It's out of embarrassment that they can't do this. So the only thing they know is how to be more of an a-hole and tell you you're going to do something rather than just asking, communicating, be like, hey, listen, times are tough, man. Can you give me 5 or 6 hours this pay period and 5 or 6 the next? Help me out and get this. Have a couple meals on me. Bring your boyfriend or girlfriend in here. We'll buy him dinner and drinks this week. How about that?
Yeah.
So I agree it's about communication, but I don't know, man. I think there's there's a different situation for everything.
I can't, we can never control what other people do. We can never control how other people feel about us. But we can control us. We can control how we handle situations. We can control how we handle people. We can control our moral compass.
Your moral compass is going like this. Mine's turning like this. Yours is just going back and forth. I have no idea what your moral compass is doing.
And, there was something last week when we had Trump on that wanted to hit on, and we never got to. We were talking about the marijuana, the bill that failed for legalizing marijuana. And, I kind of wanted to hit on the abortion. That just came up in Florida, a very big hot topic. And I'm sure you're looking at why the fuck are two guys sitting here talking about abortion? Well,
sponsored by Plan B.
Not in Florida. But no, like a lot of the bill, reading it, because, I think a lot of us went out and voted. At least I hope everyone went out and voted. But, basically took away women's rights in the state of Florida. Like, I'm pretty sure you can't even get a Plan B in January then. Like, you can't get an abortion. You can't get Plan B. And I get where people feel. I get, it's a baby. I, don't want to kill babies. No one wants to kill babies. Trust me, all of you, no one wants to kill babies. But it's just to give them no rights. And, you want to sit here and come up with laws and tell people yes or no. So you want to tell them no, that there's no abortion. So now they have to have the child. And then, what do? Adoption, most likely. Now you got a lot more.
Can't afford it.
Yeah, or can't afford it. The kid has a terrible life. So instead of, before we even get to the polls to vote yes or no, why don't we fix the foster system? Why don't we fix the adoption system? If you're going to force every single person to have a child they don't want.
They're not. Everybody will find a way around it.
They always do, but there will be some
fly to
that
South Carolina. Someone will pay for your your two-way ticket to South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. For $7.99, you get on a plane, you fly here, we do this, we fly you home for $7.99. So it's never going to be out.
But there's
never.
They make a law with no infrastructure.
It's a way for them to try to control the mice that they can't control.
Yeah.
It's like the prohibition. They banned alcohol. Then speakeasies popped up everywhere.
Yeah.
And everyone's making their own bathtub, drinking it behind the bars. The bars are closed, but we're drinking it now in the alleyways and in these speakeasies. They'll always find a way around it. It just makes it harder. And that way they feel like they have a little control.
Yeah.
You know, my body, my life, respect. That's fine. They'll find a way.
Craigslist will come back. Abortions by Billy.
Something.
But if you're not going to even bring up the infrastructure and how in the foster system, there are great foster parents out there. I know they are. I know a couple that is foster parents, and they're fantastic. But I also know multiple foster parents that it's just a job. Well, if it's just a job and you're just doing it for the money, I don't think that kid's going to have the best life that he can. And why? Why should that person that just wants a 9-to-5 job, basically they don't want to work, they just want to have kids and get paid for it, but they don't care about the kids. This is what they should fix. This is the infrastructure that should be fixed before you go and tell people they can't have abortions. That's all. That's where I'm at with it. I think it doesn't matter on what side of the aisle you're on. I think you could make the infrastructure better before you decide on anything.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
So I'm torn on that one.
Yeah, I feel
They'll
bad.
Find a way.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's leaving Florida because of it. It's just, you should have a right to do what you want, but I think, before a certain time.
Yeah, no, I mean, there should be rules on anything, there should be.
And abortions, I'm not for or against it. It's your choice.
Yeah.
But there are times that I think you have to do something and times you shouldn't have to do something.
I agree.
When you're on your 37th kid, yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
But if you were forced to do something you didn't want to do, and it may not be a bad thing.
Oh,
or for health reasons, or for anything. Like there's people that could have a child and die, so maybe that makes sense. There are people that have relations with somebody that didn't want to or forced to, and then that maybe makes sense. So I think there's a bunch of different scenarios to everything. But I can't say it's right or it's wrong. It needs to be scenario based.
You're right. It does, and they do talk about that. Whatever side of the aisle wanted or didn't want. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to each side of the aisle. I just pay attention to the topics. But, they wanted, no abortions. And then, they're like, well, if they get raped, if they get this, if they get that, well, then it should be. I mean, what no one ever talks about, there's a lot of people that just don't want fucking kids. Those people are like, hey, I'm over here minding my own business. Sorry, condom broke. And now they're screwed. And now that kid's screwed because now he's parents that don't want kids.
Well, maybe find a robot.
But people.
Oh, it's about that time for Come On, Karen. Come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
Come on, Karen.
Yeah, I think we got a funny one today.
Who sent this one in? This was from out of state, wasn't it?
Is this the out of state one?
I think this is the guy from out of state that sent this in. This was a good one. This was one that was definitely. Had to read it twice, but I'm like, all right, this is good.
Oh God,
all right, let's hear it.
All right, Carrie O'Malley. If I could give a 0, I would. Do not patronize the Gate Parkway location. I called at 6:15 p.m. in a Thursday night to place a carryout order. They told me they were not taking any more carryout orders. For the rest of the night, they are open until 12 a.m. I asked to speak to a manager, and he said they were too busy to take carryout orders, and that he told me an hour. It would probably be 2 hours for my order. What? Maybe they need more ovens or more cooks, but they've just lost our family as customers, and I will spread the word to our friends and neighbors. The manager was rude and unapologetic and refused to make any recommendations or accommodations. I worked at a place that I would shut off to-go food at a certain extent. We would be on a 2-hour wait. The kitchen could only handle as many tables as we had, And, if you put a bunch of to-go orders in, what it'd do, it'd back up the kitchen. Then you're at hour ticket times, and you never
For the
want
people that were there, because they're getting upset.
Yeah,
because
now
you've
it's
gotta
taking
make
forever to get their
6
food.
chicken parmesans for a to-go order.
Yeah, so
But it's our fault. We've made it the way of the world nowadays. You can do Uber Eats and DoorDash everything you want. It's our own fault.
yeah, that is.
So why do you even do you do Uber Eats and DoorDash and all that at your place?
I used to. I don't anymore.
I've never really done it.
Honestly, they want 18%. When
Plus
you're only
your
making a
labor cost,
15% profit,
right? It didn't make
and they
sense.
want 18% of it
I think it makes sense for a pizza place or a sandwich shop, but I think a regular
because they don't have to
restaurant-
pay the driver.
because you don't have to pay the driver.
Yeah,
And then-
you're saving on the health insurance.
Now
you're
you want to
saving
hear
on-
something to add on to that? Well, go ahead with this, but
Yeah. So the place responded, and this is a lengthy one. One of the hard things about growing a business is that as you grow, the owner has to start to delegate to non-owners. One aspect is our social media posts and responses. Those employees don't have the latitude to walk the line or even go over the line when needed. I am one of the owners of name of restaurant, and I take responsibility for all the negative that will come from this. But it's honestly ludicrous. Some of the things that a small business has to deal with at times. I'd love to show you one from last night. Rather than responding to Carrie on Google reviews, where only a few people will see her anger, I'm going to help her spread the word to over 150,000 people to help her in her mission to hurt us. 1. The biggest complaint any new restaurant gets when it opens is all the mess ups, poor service, and long wait times. As a business, we can either choose to make lots of profit in the first 2 months, take every order and customer, and make lots of people upset, or we can throttle it back and give better service but make far less money. At this new location, we have chosen the latter, which I get it. And then he goes on for 2. All we have in our locations is 2 wood-fired ovens. No heat lamps, no microwaves, no convection ovens, no fryers. For the rest of our location's life, 2 wood-fired ovens are enough. But when the entire town is coming in at once to try a new place, they can only handle so much. So we decided to prioritize the people who drove out to eat with us by turning off delivery and to-go orders when ticket times start to go over 45 minutes. See, exactly what I was just saying. I would say that we got well over 100 calls last night for to-go orders. We had the same conversation with every one of those people, and the overwhelming response was super positive and understanding, but 1, not so much. 3, the staff is learning stations. The setup is new, and the customers are always learning the way we take orders. It's a hybrid between full service and fast casual, and it takes a few times eating with us for the community to get comfortable with it. All of this goes into our decision to prioritize the people in the store. Carrie, I'm sorry that you will never eat with us again. I'm sorry that you are going to be telling all your friends and neighbors never to eat with us. And I'm sorry that we upset you so much that you felt like the only way to react was to hurt a small business. We are just trying to deal with the most difficult situations that every new restaurant deals with in the best way we can. Also, I'd learn a little more about our business and our mission, because putting us out of business may hurt a little more than just your dinner. He didn't spell it right, but convenience factor. That was long-winded. I
think they should shut down reviews, man.
They really should.
I don't think anything positive comes out of it.
No.
Like Google reviews and Yelp reviews and all that, I really think they shouldn't exist.
No. None of, I mean, not
And you know what's funny? They make you advertise them to get a good review.
They do. Oh, they call all the time.
All the
And
time. Hey, do you want to be number 1? Like, no.
let me tell the general public out there a little secret. Yelp and Google call restaurants weekly, trying to sell them ad space. Now, they don't straight up say, we'll get rid of your bad reviews, but if
Also,
you
if you
pay enough
advertise-
money, your page could change.
And you're 100% right with that, because I got on the phone with a guy one time. I don't want to say which one it was from, but I got on the phone with the guy and we were talking real nice. So if I advertise some of your packages, I mean, I was on the phone for 45 minutes asking all the buying questions. I said, well, I got a couple of bad reviews. Can we make those go away? And he goes, absolutely. Flat out told me absolutely he can make those go away.
Yeah. Oh, they can.
For $400 or $500 a month, I get my absolutely told me he can make them go away.
Yeah.
So that shows you that if you advertise with somebody, they'll get rid of your bad reviews.
It's all about money.
That's it. Money
People
makes the world
don't
go
matter
round.
to other people.
You do. You don't want to screw anybody over.
I
Joe.
do. There's more like me out there. I promise you there is. I hold out hope every day
You are
that
the
there
only
is.
one I've met.
Fuck.
Thank God I get to work with you because you're the only one I've met. I'm getting screwed over right now on my way back. I'm just kidding. But
I can't. I want to go to a spa. I think I need a massage.
I agree. Tomorrow, Bam Margera, and then I'm going to go to a spa on Sunday and get.
Oh yeah, that sounds nice.
Yes.
Yep. And we do have, I am super excited for Bam. Jeremy's got a ton of stuff going on.
VIP table for you and your crew sitting right there.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hang out with the fraternity for a little bit, and then, but it's gonna be awesome to see Bam. I haven't seen Bam in, since probably like 2007 at the Ugly Mug in Cape May, New Jersey. Shout out to the Ugly Mug, love them.
The Ugly Mug.
Oh, dude, this place is awesome. I love the Ugly
Do you
Mug.
know the Ugly Mug?
Jimmy does.
Jimmy knows the Ugly Mug.
Yeah. Super cool
Did
bar.
you work there?
No.
You just happened to be walking by the Ugly Mug.
Yeah, him and Vito were in there.
Vito.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm going to go
Better
say
tell them
hi.
about the Ugly Mug when you're there.
Oh, I'm going to. But yeah, no, I'm super excited. This is going to be a great event. Do you have it? Do you still have tickets left?
A few.
A few?
They're going, but
You doing any at the door if you do a sellout?
yeah, we have some at the door. I
Yeah.
always save some at the door because
All right.
I know not everybody buys online and buys in pre-sale. So
Yeah.
we do pre-sale and then we do at the door price. So we'll have a handful of tickets at the door.
All right, sweet. Yeah, that's it. As if you have a chance, go out to the Streamline Hotel tomorrow. It is going to be awesome.
Excited.
Yeah.
Ready party time with Bam Margera.
Yep.
So next week we'll talk about how it went and everything and
Yeah. Kind of give it a nice little
some shots
recap.
of
And
Dano's tequila while we're at it.
you drank all the Blanco. What are you going for next?
Reposado.
Reposado?
Yeah.
The Reposado's good.
Then a Neho after that. So we'll be good by next show.
Yeah, so Danos, we're going to need you to send us a couple more bottles, okay?
Yes.
But thank you so
Come on. He's forgetting his thing here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Please check out our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We do have a Twitter, but I don't think we've ever tweeted
Facebook,
anything.
Instagram, we had it all.
Yeah. But yeah, check us out. New episodes every Friday. Remember, when you're on YouTube, to click the subscribe button, click that notification button, send some comments. We'd love to hear what you have to say.
Send
And
us
we
more
actually,
Karens.
yeah, and we actually respond to the comments sometimes. So, you might get a response back if I'm bored at 3 a.m. or Jeremy's had some Danos.
That happens. That happens. All right. See you next week.
All right. Thanks, y'all.